Oh, yeah.
Doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, working it.
Why am I working it? Why am I doing happy dance and feeling the flow? Simple reason. Matt LaFleur lost yesterday. The head coach of the the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, of course, of 7 years, has been there, 2 division titles, has lost the game against the vaunted Chicago Bears. He's got 1 year left on his deal, which could mean potentially he could be fired within the next couple days, which then in turn would be another candidate for the New York Football Giants to interview and fuck up. I love the fact that Matt LaFleur is gone. I love the fact I love the Packers too, because like I said, the Packers are my other team. But I love the fact that he lost, because it could potentially be another candidate. And for all the people that want Jeff Hafley, he has been the worst defensive coordinator the last 8 weeks since Shane Bowen. So yeah, I want to interview a guy that has given up 20-point leads, 18-point leads twice to the Bears, lost in a game that would have given them the conference championship, the conference championship, and lost in the playoffs. Yeah, that's the guy I want as my head coach, whose run defense all of a sudden couldn't figure out how to stop everyone, and they did not win a game. The Packers have not won a game since they lost Micah Parsons. So Jeff Hafley, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya, because you're not going to be a New York Giant whatsoever. We got to still talk about the rumors and speculations. The Giants have had interviews. John Harbaugh has come out and said that he has a list of teams that he's going to interview with, a list of about 4 teams that he's going to interview with. And it's interesting because CBS News comes out and says he's set to interview with teams next week, and he's got there's 8 openings or 7 openings that he was looking for. He has actually looked at or the rumors right now, rumors and rampant speculation is right now that the number one team are the teams that he is already interested in are going to be the Tennessee Titans. And because of Cam Ward, and Tennessee does have some pieces, even he has a 3-win team, and Tennessee Titans have a projected cap space of $113 million and the 4th overall pick. The other team that he's interested in, or they're saying that he's interested in, is going to be the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the Atlanta Falcons would be. I don't know if the Atlanta Falcons would be high on my list, but Atlanta is not bad. You got some offensive pieces, and what's his name, Robinson and Drake London, and you probably got someone in Penix. You got AJ Terrell over there. You got some pass rushers as well. Penix is coming off of the ACL tear, which is going to be interesting considering of everything going on. And of course, the other teams that they're talking about is Jackson Dart and the New York Football Giants. The only problem, if I'm being honest, and I'm John Harbaugh, if I was Jim Harbaugh, I already turned down the Giants. If I'm John Harbaugh, I'm looking at this situation in New York. You're going to have right now, I'm going to phrase that again, right now, like $23 million in cap space. You have all your money tied into the defensive line, who can't stop the run. You have no linebackers. You kind of have no corners. You have no safeties. You have an offensive line which will be in flux because you have guys that you either have to decide to bring back or not bring back. Cam Scadaboo's coming off an injury. Tyrone Tracy, to me, is not a bell cow back. Malik Neighbors is coming off an injury. You have a 5'2", I know he's not 5'2", but I like to say it, wide receiver, and Wan'Dale Robinson, that if you look at his production, he's got 400 yards in 3 games, and then he's got 600 yards in 14 games. That's an issue. You don't have the dual threat quarterback like Lamar Jackson. You have a quarterback right now that's more of a scrambling quarterback and a running quarterback. But when you look at his passing, -2 to 8 yards, he completes 70%. Anything between 10 and 20, he goes down to 46%. Anything over 20 yards, his completion percentage is 24.8%. I mean, you're going to have to look at the New York limelight. You're going to have to look at everything. You're going to have to see all the other stuff that is going to be in there. I'm a hater because I speak the truth. you're a fuckhead because you're a moron. And if you don't like it, go back and suck on your mommy's teat or call down with
Mom, we need more Hot Pockets.
Go get your Hot Pockets and take a big leap of shut the fuck up.
Get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
People can't. This is the problem with Giant fan base. They can't handle honesty. They cannot handle honesty by speaking the truth that's in front of them. That's why we have sucked for 14 years. Because morons like that sit there and listen to people like Chris and Bad Dog and all these other people that just spew happiness. We're so happy. We're so good. We're the best 3-win team out there. That's how you get into the doldrums for 14 fucking plus years. Have 2 playoff appearances and 1 win. Because of moronic fans such as that. I personally, if I'm John Harbaugh, I take the Raiders job. Because after watching Mendoza over and over again, he has more touchdowns than incompletions in this playoff. That's crazy. He's got more fucking touchdowns than incompletions. That's crazy. That is fucking nuts. I'm just saying. That's where I would go because they have $120 million, the first overall pick, and you're going to get Fernando Mendoza. That's the way you got to look at it. Mike Lee said it best. You can't handle the truth. I'm not saying he's not coming to the Giants, but I'm saying if I'm John Harbaugh and I'm looking at this from a perspective, honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I would also probably go to Miami. Miami just grabbed the guy from Green Bay that was their director of player personnel, who has been a scout on the team since the beginning of time. All he's done is built a roster through the draft. And I love it because all Green Bay does, even though they lose in the playoffs, all Green Bay does is cultivate their own talent. I mean, that's it. You know what it is more, Mike Lee?
What I got to say, you really don't want to hear because honesty ain't too high up on your people priority list, right?
Honesty? You want honesty?
That's the problem with people. Honesty. They don't want honesty. They don't. They want everything to be John Harbaugh's coming here. I would say it's 50-50 at best right now. I would literally have to say it's 50-50 at best. Because right now, you know what, MCU said it best. I love it when people are like, well, I don't want Mike McCarthy because all he does is lose in the playoffs. We don't even fucking make the playoffs. I would be ecstatic if I lost in the playoffs every year. We don't even sniff the playoffs. The problem is this. You can't lose or go to the Super Bowl unless you go to the playoffs. Unless you go to the fucking playoffs. So all you people.
What is it, you period?
Giant fans that are on your fucking periods, just relax. The Giants are going to probably fuck this situation up. We all know this because of the fact that if I'm John Harbaugh also, he's got a list of demands. We broke the list of demands, not all of them, on our early morning podcast, where I told people he's going to want total control of not only his coaching staff, but his roster. And he's going to want millions of dollars, but he wants to have control. He's 62 years old. He wants to have control of his roster. This is what I worry about. I'm going to tell you what I worry about. This is, if I'm the Giants, I'm keep thinking about this now. If I'm the Giants and I want to get John Harbaugh, this is what I'm thinking about. This is what I'm thinking. I'm going to get to the super chat in a minute, but King Supreme, I'm going to get to your super chat in 1 second. But this is what I was thinking about yesterday. If I'm John Harbaugh, I want total control. And this is a way to, this is a good idea. This is a way to get around the lame duck general manager and Joe Shane. You hire John Harbaugh. You make him the head coach, of course. You then make him president of football operations. Like we've said before, I am always saying the way the Giants are so fucked up, they should have a president of football operations, general manager, head coach. This is what you do. This is what you do. You literally make him the president. You make him the head coach. You make him the president of football operations. You let him evaluate Joe Schoen for a year. And then if he wants to get rid of Joe Schoen, he can get rid of Joe Schoen and still become the general manager. And as president of football operations, he can oversee and control Joe Schoen. Think about that. I just thought about that. I just thought about that.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
I just thought of that. Just came right at the top of my head. Let's get to the super chats. All super chats go there. Philadelphia's Children's Hospital. Sorry about that. King Supreme says, Caleb last night is what a franchise quarterback looks like. The guy I wanted to tank for, and DeVito is public enemy number one. I wanted Caleb Williams too. There was a segment of Giant content creators that were like, I don't like him because he cried at the end of the game and he paints his nails. And I said it the next day. I don't care if you wear a dress and you're from fucking Pluto. If you can throw the rock and win games, I don't give a shit. If you can literally matriculate the ball down, do nothing in an entire first half, erase an 18-point deficit, and instead of with 2 minutes left going for the tie, you bring up the win. Yeah, that's what I want. But I just thought about that, though. You're John Harbaugh. Listen, make me president of football operations. Allow me to pick my own staff. Allow me to oversee and evaluate Joe Schoen. I'll also be the head coach. And at the end of the day, and the 2026 season ends and I want to fire him, I fire him, bring in my own guy. Or I take over the role and responsibility by myself. That's actually pretty smart. That's pretty smart. Let's see here. There was a good comment here about, I'm going to go to the top of the comments in a second, but there was a good comment about 5 years, 20 million that I was just reading. There we go. It's Charlie. What's up, Charlie? I haven't seen Charlie in a long time. Do you think the Giants are going to give up control and pay Harbaugh's $20 million a year for 5 years in the middle in their mind stiffs Stefanski? Pay less and will not want control? Charlie, we did a podcast the other day, and we already said that the rumors that we were hearing inside Giant land was the fact that the New York Giants, certain people within the organizational building, did not want to give up control. And I asked the gentleman who knows the information and is in the building, I said, can you give me a name? And he was like, no. But he's like, you could infer to the person that does not want to give up control. And he said that Kevin Stefanski, and we did a whole video about this on Friday, that Kevin Stefanski would probably be the better candidate because these people within the organization do not have to relinquish control. And I will tell you, the one person he referred to, his last name was Mara. His first name was Chris. But I don't want to say out names that's speaking out of turn. That's the other thing. Charlie brings up a great point. Would you literally, you would have to pull a James Dolan like he did with Phil Jackson. And the first, gotta remember, guys, Phil Jackson didn't work out. Phil Jackson, the mastermind of the triangle, wins all the championships with the Knicks, of course, as a player, then goes to the Bulls and wins, and then goes to Lakers and wins. He came here and failed miserably. And he was like John Harbaugh, he's more towards the latter half of his career. And they paid him a boatload to fail. I'm not saying John Harbaugh is going to fail, because I've already said if John Harbaugh comes here, I'm going to stay. I'll stay another year. John Harbaugh is the head coach. I got to stay because I think it'll get interesting. But the thing with Harbaugh is he's already butted heads in Baltimore. One of the reasons he got fired was the fact that he did not want to make changes on his staff, which tells me that he wants to have full control. Which, if I'm 62 years old, if I get a 5-year deal and I run through the term of the deal, I'm going to be 67. We already went through the oldest head coaches who have won Super Bowls and have been successful after a period of time, and he would be hitting that window of despair. But if I'm Harbaugh, I want total control. And he's got the list. Like I said, we did the video on Friday morning. I always tell people, go watch it. We spoke all about it. How some people in the Giant organization, Charlie's point, don't want to give up control. And one of the things that I heard from people was very simply that you have a guy, and I'm not gonna say who, Chris Mero, that is waiting for his turn to take over, is waiting for his turn to run the organization. And if John Harbaugh comes in, he's not going to get his turn. So I'm just, like I said, like I said, the guy who's given this information in the past has been 100% right almost every time. It actually has been 100% right every time. And it was funny, though, because all these people on Friday were like, this article just came out at 5:00 with his list of demands. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, we already went. Here's the art. There's the art. I'm going to put the article. I'm going to put there's whatever the hell that's fucking called. There's the link to the video that we did. So let me run up to the top of the chat. Charlie also says, after a losing head coach from Cleveland, what could go wrong? It's not like we took a guy from Cleveland already. And Pat Shurmur. I've already said this. Kevin Stefanski is Pat Shurmur. Is Pat Shurmur 2.0. Alleged offensive-minded head coach, but Pat Shurmur has more of a track record of being successful outside of the organization, outside of being a head coach. He's been a successful offensive coordinator. Kevin Stefanski's had 2 good seasons in 6. Yes, and I love it when Rex Ryan said there's tons of coaches that have won Super Bowls that have never won the Coach of the Year. He's won it twice, but then out of the 6 seasons, he had 4 losing seasons. And a lot of people are saying that he was instrumental in the Deshaun Watson fiasco. So, yeah. If the Packers fire Matt LaFleur, you take him. Oh, if the Packers fire Matt LaFleur, I am running to Wisconsin. I will run to Wisconsin for us. I will jump in my truck and I will run to Wisconsin and I will kidnap, not really, just hypothetically, I will kidnap Matt LaFleur. He's 76-40 in 117 games. 3 seasons of 13 wins in a row. He recultivated the franchise after Aaron Rodgers into the love child. Injuries have befuddled him in 23, 24, and 25. But he's won 100. He's in 117 games. He's 76-40, and he's 46 years old. And he when he came into Green Bay, they said there was no way he could work with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is unworkable.
That's what she said.
When Aaron Rodgers left, there was no way Julian Love will. I miss him. There's no way that Love could be a star quarterback in this league. Why are they giving him all this more? Why are they giving all this money? I miss Julian Love. I really do. That was another Joe Shane fuck up. But all Matt LaFleur does is work with quarterbacks and cultivate quarterbacks. So yes, I would run and go get one. I would run and go get him in a heartbeat. Let me see. All right, what's Mike Lee say? Mike Lee, good morning, Tim and fellow religious members. Smash the like button on the way in. One possible coach to be fired with the possibility of 2 departing on how Buffalo and Pittsburgh fans fare. I still don't think Mike Tomlin is leaving Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin is another guy that I worked with Mike Tomlin. We've talked about the time. Mike Tomlin was, when I was in Tampa, he was the defensive backs coach. I don't think they're going to get rid. I think they'll give him, after what he's done, I think they'll give him one more year. His contract runs through 2027. It does pay him $15 to $16 million a year. But his contract extension It runs through 2027, and the 2027 season is a club option, which they need to make a decision on by March of this year. So I'd be curious. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna get rid of Tomlin. I really do. Before the Ravens let John McCarthy go, my head coach was keeping Joe, and the general manager was a veteran HC in order to get the staff. What is the? Let's see. MC says finally the stars aligned, and I get some Tim and OBB time. What's up, Tim? What's up, my brother? How you doing, my friend? Trenton must be getting ready to either go to church or the gym. Good morning, Trenton. Hope you're doing well. Trenton says Panthers almost beat Golden Boy Stafford. I went to the mighty FanDuel the other day, and I talked about this. That's FanDuel.com, the number one sports book in America. And I told you they were 15.5-point underdogs. The at home was the Carolina Panthers. That line went down to 10.5. And I told everyone, take the 10.5 points in the Panthers because new customers bet $5, get $300 in bonus bets if you win on the mighty FanDuel. Don't forget, FanDuel's got the sports book. They got the casino games. They got fantasy. They got racing. They got research. They got the FanDuel TV, which I love. We've talked about the FanDuel TV ad nauseum. I'm going to go to the sports book right now. Let's see if there's a good parlay today. Ooh, same game parlay. I kind of like this. All right, Travis ATM, touchdown, scored anytime. Cook, touchdown, scored anytime. Trevor Lawrence, 225 yards. Josh Allen, 200 yards. A $10 wager will get you only $50, but that is still a good bet. Right now, the Bills are 1.5-point favors against Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. You know what? I'm actually, you know what's funny? I'm going to take the Jags. I'm going to take this parlay, which I just talked about a minute ago, and I'm going to take the Jags. And right now, of course, the Mighty FanDuel's in playoff mode. New customers bet $5, get $300 in bonus bets if you win on here on the Mighty FanDuel. That's FanDuel.com, proud partner of New York Giants Straight Talk. Welcome to the Mighty FanDuel. Does anyone want to comment on my hair? Because I don't want to say nothing, but listen, my hair. I haven't been wearing. I've been wearing a hat on the stream lately because my hair grows like a fucking weed. 50 plus years old, my hair is like. So I look like I kind of look like I had a mini afro the other day, so I had to go get a haircut. And I had to go to my guy, but he's like an hour from the house. So, but I don't care because it's my hair. Let's see here. What's Mr. Rodriguez says? Bears game last night. I love that was a great game. You had some great games last night. Dump Bears. Mike Lee says, my fear is Philly loses and then they fire the head coach. John has a Philly connection. You're not going to fire Sirianni. They're not going to fire Sirianni. That's Kevin. Where's Kevin been? Kevin, where the fuck you been? I haven't seen you forever. MC also says, for me, it's Harbaugh or Stefanski. If Tom and LaForce shake loose, it's more complicated. I can't do Kevin Stefanski. I can't. It is literally Pat Shurmur 2.0. And Pat Shurmur was a failed head coach in 2 stops. This guy has had 2 winning seasons in 6. He is this offensive-minded genius guru, but he took the fan favorite quarterback and the franchise favorite quarterback in Shedeur Sanders and said, listen, during the season, we're not even giving you scout team reps. Then he's forced into action and people are complaining like he can't play. Well, he hasn't had any type of competitive ability to play since training camp because he wasn't even getting scout team reps. I don't need that. If you want Jackson Dart to be your quarterback, do you look at Kevin Stefanski and say, I really think he can cultivate Jackson Dart into a quarterback. He was evidently leading the forefront to Deshaun Watson. He had 8 touchdowns in his career. Robinson is just like a homer. Yeah, I agree. Mike Lee says, I can't find you can't handle the truth. If they hire Harbaugh and I stay, I will make this decree. I will label the soundboard. But you can have this one, Mike Lee.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
I don't mind being the bad guy. How come I can't find You Can't Handle the Truth? I can't find You Can't Handle the Truth. Why can't I find it? Why can't I find You Can't Handle the Truth? I used to have it like in the board, like its own preset button, but now I can't find it. You rang your help. I don't know what that is. This is gonna be the Giant fans.
Oh, what's in the box?
We're trying to figure out what scream. Oh, that's a scream.
What's cat? There ain't no cats. There's no cats.
All right, there's no cat. One staying in line, did I your jobs? That's Need for Speed. Who's gonna fuck you? They in line. I think what is?
And I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to find it. How did I lose You Can't Handle the Truth? That was a key thing for years. Mm-hmm. Everyone just amuse yourselves for a minute. You can't win. That's Rocky. Playoffs. Entertain. Stupid is. ABC Me. That's the.
Like one of you are from.
Bite you in the ass. Pancake and have a great day. T-Brad, respect. Oh, here we go.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
There we go. And I can't also find. You're damn right, I did. Kevin says Giant fans have serious problems with overvaluating players. As far as Dale goes, some have to be the best at on a shitty team. You're right. Wandell's right. You're not wrong. Big Todd says they keep thinking good teams explode out of nothingness. The D is really bad. It's like 8 good starters to be fixed. Bad. This isn't just, oh no, we're not going to be good. Oh, hit the like button, guys. We're not going to be good. And I said this the day we signed the contract for Daniel Jones. I predicted this long time ago. I said that when Daniel Jones flamed out, you were taking a new quarterback in 25. You were going to hope he maturates in 26. You figured you're going to put pieces around him in 27, and you should potentially be competitive again in 27. And I didn't say playoffs, and I didn't say Super Bowls. I said competitive. And I'm still sticking that. Wish we could always lose the playoffs. Let's see. Hey, dude, I'm sorry for being mean. Sometimes it's upsetting you, but I like watching you. You can put me in timeout. This time, this is the meaning you are. You are a dart hater who obviously a top 10. You are a jerk. Okay. Knock, knock. Who's there? Fuck off. Fuck off who? Richard, because Richard has no dick. All right, there we go. That was easy. Let's see here. If the guy in Miami hired the guy the guy that went to Miami, the new general manager of the Dolphins is the guy I wanted the Giants to hire, because Sullivan, it's John Eric Sullivan, started with the Packers as a regional scout and worked his way up to director of player personnel. All he has done since he has been there is find talent in the draft for the Packers. That's all he's done. He has been instrumental in building the Packers roster through the draft. That's all he's done. He would have been, to me, the perfect. If you would bring in John Harbaugh and you would have made John Harbaugh president of football operations, put in John Eric Sullivan as a general manager and player personnel guy, and had Harbaugh as the head coach, you would be a winning team in 3-4 years of Giants. You would be more than a winning competitive team. I'd be ecstatic if our games in late October mattered. I'd be ecstatic if our games in September mattered. What's up, Trent? Says Giant ownership is literally dying, yet they still think they can make the decision that will improve the team. It's a tough ask, guys. It's a tough ask. And like I said, if it's right, if my information was right, and it was right so far, came out right 6 hours after we said it, he wants total control. He wants $20 million. He wants to hire his own staff. are and like I said, there are people within the Giant organization that are balking about giving up control, because there's one person in the building. This is a rumor I'm hearing. There's a person in the building who feels it's his turn next to be in charge of the team. His name could be, I'm not going to say his name, that it rhymes with Mara, and his first name rhymes with Chris. Just saying. We got to Charlie's comment. Let's get to RWB. This is why meaningless late season games have Dutch. Yeah. The fifth pick, of course, is not as attractive as the first. This is a weak draft outside of the defensive end position. A lot of analysts will tell you this is and this happens every couple of years. This is a roster filler draft that you may sprinkle in some all pros and pro bowlers, but these are going to be a lot of guys that sit at the bottom of the roster or are going to be, mid-level starters. And sometimes it just happens. Your idea about Harbaugh makes perfect sense. They'll never do it. It does fucking make sense, though. If you want to keep Joe Shane, I'm going to have to make this a short today. I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to make it a short. I'm going to say it right now. So, StreamYard, I want you to put this, StreamYard, your AI, I want this to be a short. You hired John Harbaugh. You not only make him the head coach, but you make him president of football operations, which is what I think this team needs. You keep Joe Shane the lame duck year because you just need to build. Harbaugh is going to need some time to get his staff together and get his scouting together, but you keep Joe Shane as the lame duck manager in 2026. And then at the end of 2026, John Harbaugh can fire Joe Shane, because John Harbaugh is president of football operations, which is over the general manager. He could fire Joe Shane, take over the GM responsibility himself, still be the head, or bring in his own guy, and still be the head coach. But that would require the Giants to pony up $20 million. And I think that there are 4-5 teams that he said he's going to meet with. I think that is good. I think it's going to go north of that 20 million number. I really do. I don't think it's going to go like 30, but I think we're going to see that 20 million. I think that his salary is going to go north of 20 million. Only because you do not get, this would be like Bill Belichick in his prime or towards the end of his prime, leaving the Patriots and saying, okay, I want to coach someplace else. This is because there's a lot of younger people in this in the Giants community. This is Bill Parcells. This is Bill Parcells leaving the Giants. People need to remember this. Bill Parcells, 2-time Super Bowl champ. First retirement. He became an analyst for ABC for, I think, a year. And I loved it because he also did a show with Mike Francesa, called Around the NFL. He in 92, so he was out from 91 to 92. So in 92, so he was out 2 years. He had a handshake agreement to become the head coach of the Bucs. But then at the last minute, he said, I don't want to work for Hugh Kohlerhouse. And Hugh Kohlerhouse got all fucking upset. But then after that 2-year hiatus, Bill Parcells came back in 93 to coach the New England Patriots, which to me was heart-wrenching. What was more heart-wrenching is he then left to become a head coach of the Jets for 2 seasons, which again was for 2 or 3 seasons. I can't remember exactly. And then he took another hiatus when he probably should have just stayed retired and came over to the Cowboys. But this is like when Parcells left that first retirement and went over to the booth, and teams went gaga. People got to remember it. I remember these. I remember the early 90s. I remember this. People went gaga over trying to get Parcells. Like when Bill Cowher left It's the Steelers. Everyone and their mother, especially Giant fans, no matter when it happened, wanted to get him. But Parcells came back after a 2-year hiatus and took over a team that was 2-14, and then within 2 years had them 10-6, and then their first playoffs in 8 years. And then what was it, in 96? He took them to the Super Bowl. That's what John Harbaugh is equivalent to right now. And Parcells was younger because Harbaugh's 62, not like 62 is old, but he's 62. But this would be like Parcells again in the 90s in his prime going out there. So you're going to have a fight over him. Hire me, says Todd. I'll bait Joe into hitting me, and you can fire him for that. Listen, I mean, anyone can do that. You don't even have to hire me. I've baited people and swinging at me millions of times. That's fine. That's easy. Todd says, why do fans care about the money when this isn't part of the cap? Right. I don't know, Todd. Todd, that's a great point. Why do you care? It's not your fucking money. I don't care. Let them give, like I said, if you have to give up total control, you have to give up $20 million a year, and it's going to make our franchise good for at least the next 5 to 7 seasons, I would do it. But like I said, there are other jobs that are attractive. There are. I still like the Miami idea. The Tennessee Titans, you have Cam Ward. You have projected $113 million. You'll have more than $113 million in cap space. And you have the 4th overall pick. Atlanta, if you take a look at Atlanta, you have an opportunity again. You have Penix, you have cap space, you have Robinson, you have London, you got Terrell, you got the 2 defensive ends who can actually play the run. So there are jobs. Like I said, I don't know if the Raiders would do it, but I would go to Vegas. Warm weather. Vegas will have probably the most cap space in the league at $120+ million. Fernando Mendoza, Max Crosby, and some other talent. You could turn, with all that cap space, if done right, you could turn that team around in 2 years. I have a feeling if they do hire Harbaugh, he's going to throw Joe Shane into the Hudson. Trent says, Tim, I got a call from Joe. He said he's hiring Harbaugh because he loves your channel and wants you back for another year. Yeah, that's the reason why. MC says, I think the Giants would give someone like Harbaugh control. I don't know. Like I said, this guy that I've talked to who told us all that shit on Friday normally I don't report stuff. Normally I don't come out and say stuff that I can't really confirm because a lot of times we've talked about this, for a lot of times I get shit that I don't say. But I tell other people. Like I'll call, I'll talk to OGR about it, or I'll tell James about it. And then normally it usually turns out to be right anyways. But I don't like just giving out information. But this guy who's going to come on the show, whose NFL contract expires February 1st and is going to come on the last show in February, said you could go with it. He said, just run with it. Just go with it. You're fine. I don't care. King Supreme says if Schoen gets fired, will he use ZipRecruiter? I don't know. Will Joe Shane use ZipRecruiter? You know what? That's a great question. And that's a great lead. If I could find my script, that's a great lead into ZipRecruiter.com, the number one place to find people to hire. Hold on a minute. I was not prepared for that. Hold on, everyone. Because damn it, that was a great segue. I'm so pissed off right now. I am so pissed off. Hold on. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Hold on, everyone. Hold on, because I have to. Let's see here. Oops, start next Monday. Oh, let's go back. Let's go back and do that again. All right, let's go back and do that again. Let's pretend that we didn't see that. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. We're gonna do the professionalism that we are. Is gonna be great. Hold on, we're gonna do this the right way. So I'll go to the first chat. Trent says Sirianni might get canned tonight if the Birds lose. I don't think Sirianni's getting fired. King Supreme says if Joe Shane gets fired, will he use ZipRecruiter? Well, that's a great question because of the fact that if you're hiring for your company 2026, this is the busy time of year because you got new goals in 2026, like winning the Super Bowl, which means finding the right people to accomplish them. Unfortunately, you also have new hiring challenges for 2026, like Joe Shane as your general manager, like filling specialized roles or identifying qualified candidates from a huge pool of applicants. Thankfully, there's a place you can go. Where can Joe go? To help you conquer these challenges, achieve your hiring goals at ZipRecruiter.com. Right now, try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/audio. ZipRecruiter's matching technology. We've talked about this before. It's like fucking Skynet. Works fast, lands you talent so you don't waste your time. With ZipRecruiter advanced resume database, you can instantly unlock top candidates' contact information. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get high-quality candidates within the first day. See yourself. Just go to ZipRecruiter, the exclusive web address. Try ZipRecruiter for free. ZipRecruiter.com/audio. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/audio. ZipRecruiter, the smart way to hire. And don't forget to hit the like. Ooh, that was a good one, King Supreme. Thank you. We got another new sponsor coming on. And it's the reads, man. They come on for the reads and the millions of downloads. We're almost at 1 million downloads on the what you call it, on the fucking podcast. Since May. I don't know how many months that is, but since May, we're almost at 1 million downloads. Great balls of fire. Let's see here. Let me go back. Oh, big slot to Funky Town. That's Big Don, of course, dropping in those Big Blue memberships. Don't forget to give Big Don a big hug and kiss because we live Big Don. You know, it's like they likes to do. We're going to give you a big love and kiss. Mwah! There we go. Love, peace, and hair grease. Here we go. We also got to talk to right here. I was going to say, if the Giants were an experiment, John Harbaugh would be the control. With him in the building, we'd be able to identify our deficiencies, get him in the building. I'm going to tell you this. If you get John Harbaugh in the building, I don't want a virtual interview. I want John Harbaugh in the building. Because I am going to do like the principal did in Stand By Me, Morgan Freeman at the time. I'm going to lock all the doors with chains. And I will stand there for fire reasons because we're always about safety here on Online Big Blue. I'm going to do a Stand By Me. And I'm going to, you used to call me Crazy Joe. You're going to call me Batman. No, I'm going to lock all the doors and I'm going to sit outside until these motherfuckers have a contract. Or I'm going to do a John Travolta, Nicolas Cage, and Face Off and somehow surgically replace my face with Joe Shane, and I'm going to give this motherfucker whatever he wants. Do you need a house? Okay. I am going to do a Lane Kiffin deal. Whatever this motherfucker wants. Do you want total control? Sure. You can have it. 20 million? Let's make it 25. Want me to fire Joe Shane? Joe who? Want to total control over the roster? Okie dokie. You want to bring in and evaluate your own talent and do your own draft? You got it. The only thing I will not do is fucking validate your parking. There is no valet there at the building. I've been inside the Giant building. The Giant offices, there's no valet. There is that security guard in the front. There's two. You come into the one gate because if you ever driven past it going into the building, going into the Met, you know, they have that big gate and they have 2 security booths and then they have parking off to the left for visitors. No, it'd be off to the right for visitors. But I would do whatever. I would do whatever it takes. Whatever you want. Mr. Harbaugh? Would you like me to call you Mr. Harbaugh? Okie dokie. You're Mr. Harbaugh. Whatever you want. Let's go back because you're right. Talk, man. I would just wouldn't even think fucking twice about it. I didn't even think twice about it. There was a Richard Murphy contact. Oh, Richard Murphy got banned, and he had to recreate his account because his vagina hurts. Oh, my God. Yeah, yes, I've goaded people into swinging at me. I will tell you that. And a lot of people have paid the price. So, and even at my advanced age, I'm still stupid. Let's see here. If the Packers, I would take, we got to the Matt LaFleur one. I got to that one. Okay. Let's see. We see if any teams have vacancies after this weekend. That's why if Harbaugh is taking, I would take his time too, because to Trenton's point, to Trenton's point whatsoever is the fact that if the Philadelphia Eagle job comes available, we're fucked. We're cooked. We are literally cooked. If the Buffalo job comes available, we're done. Because if you're John Harbaugh, would I want to go to pre-made championship-ready teams in their prime with at least a 3-year window on a 5-year deal? Would I want to go to Buffalo or Philly or maybe Green Bay? Would I want to go to Titletown over the Giants? And all the Packers have done is make the playoffs 5 of the last 6 years. Would I want to do that with Jordan Love and that team and that defense? Or I could go coach the Giants. Potentially win a championship next year. Take a swift kick in the balls. It's a tough one, but I'm going to. It reminds me of my cousin Vinny. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. I could use a good ass kicking. No, I'll just take the $200. If the Packers were to fire LaFleur, what would you think they would turn the next head coach would be? Hypothetically, think John Harbaugh. Green Bay would run and give John Harbaugh whatever he wanted. I think Philly would run and give him whatever he wanted. I think Buffalo would salivate. And you can have Saquon Barkley, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, and that defense in Philly. Or you could go have Josh Allen and Cooks and everyone else in Buffalo. Or you could have a ready-built team in Green Bay. Okay, like I said before, championship within 2 years, if not one, swift kick in the nuts. I'm going championship. In the past, Harbaugh has made changes to the coaching staff, so for Bolton to ask him to make changes to staff is absurd. No, not really, because to be honest, it shows a lack of faith and control. I can tell you from being in NFL locker rooms, I can tell you from being in NFL front offices, it's a slight to the head coach when you are basically told you are making coaching changes. What's up, stud? What's up, stud? What's up? James Williams. If Harbaugh doesn't pick the Giants, and doesn't it mean he doesn't believe in Dart?
Warning, sarcasm.
I'm going to put in the sarcasm for you, James. No, of course it doesn't mean that. It just means there's better situations. Go Bills. Ask me what's up. Football, global chaos, USA. There's really not global chaos. People need to relax. The whole Venezuela thing was going to happen either way. Iran's already got problems, has had problems for years. It's just people now are finally rising up. The economy's actually had its biggest, GDP growth in 4 years. Oil is going to probably go down to about $35-40. And I love it because oil executives are all panicking. Because you hit 35, the oil executive was like, I'm not going to make trillions of dollars. I'm only going to make billions. But then that passes down to the consumer, which then lowers the interest rates, which then in turns, which I just bought a car, which we got a great interest rate on, which then in turn lowers inflation, which the rate of inflation has already slowed down and stopped. I just love it. People need to start people need to look at what's going on and not watch the news, because both news channels are fucking idiots. So you literally have to look at your own eyes and determine. Like I said, I'm rolling over in the stock market right now, even on bad days, because there's certain things, especially in commodities as well. You got to look ahead and look through the news, because neither news really gives the full side of information. I think the liberal media is worse at it because they literally don't talk about anything good. And then the other media, conservative media, all they do is point out everything bad. So, but there's so much good that's going on right now with the economy and with the world structure. It's just, you know what? We just can't be the policemen of the world. And that's what we need to look at it. And we need to take care. You know, you want to talk about America. It doesn't always have to be America first, but it should be. And you want to talk about nationalism, it should be America first because that's where you fucking live. And I love people like, I'm going to move. I'll fucking leave. And the majority of these people don't ever fucking go anywhere. Buffalo says Zach Tags has not beaten Jacksonville since 2013. I did not know that. The hair is giving me... Why, man? My hair is fucking perfect. I always tell people, you hit your mid-50s and you got hair like this. I was going to say something crude, but I'm being good today. I'd argue you forget Stefanski was the coaching the Browns, a dumpster fire on wheels. Yes, and he has won twice in 6 years. He won twice in 6 years. We're going to the super chat here because all super chat goes to Children's Hospital, Philadelphia. Giants definitely not getting Harbaugh. Oh, I don't think they are. I don't think they are. I think they're going to end up with Kevin Stefanski. I think they're going to do something stupid. Like Mike, they're going to bring in Mike McDaniel. Giants will do something stupid. This is like LeBron James, and I'm taking hold on. I'm taking my talent to South Beach. This is the same thing. We're going to get all hyped up. We're all going to get all this, and then we're just going to get fucked over. We are going to get fucked over. So that's it. That's what is going to happen to us. We are going to get screwed, but that's okay. That's okay. Oh, and moron. Oil used to be in June or July of this year. I'll help you out, Kelly. Oil was over $70 a barrel in July. Oh, Kelly, you just need to go away because you don't know anything about the economy. I'm sorry. I've only been retired for 15 years. I never plan on working again. And I retired in my 40s. I live off this economy. I can tell you the difference between a good economy and a bad economy. Biden economy was terrible. 9.7 inflation rate. The rate of inflation was around 11 because there's a difference. You probably don't know this. Oil was over $100 a barrel. It was at 70 in July. It's already down past 50. The oil people that project oil on the commodities market project $35 a barrel after the heavy crude hits the refineries in Texas and in New Orleans. Oh, I can't deal with you. I can't deal with stupid. I can't deal with, you're a Giant fan, so I'm going to cut you slack because I can't deal with stupid. That's the problem. He's a liberal too. I can tell Kelly's a liberal, so it's okay. Let's see. I agree. Glad to see no Chiefs. I'm glad to see no Chiefs either. That's actually a good point. What do we got here? Big Don. We're giving salutes to Big Don. Off Broadway. What's up, Off Broadway, Mr. Rogers? What's going on, my brothers? Zach Attack says the Giants need to send NJSP an escort down to 95. I agree. You're 100% right. Let's see here. And Joe Shane gets thrown out of the van on the turnpike. I'm with you. Throw him out of the van. Throw him out of the van. Let's see. Let us know when I lock the doors for you. I lock the doors for you. Telling you, man, no virtual interview for John Harbaugh. None. I got a better idea. I don't have to lock the doors. I have this gorilla putty. I'm going to go down to the building. If my picture's still not up on the security wall, I'm going to go down to the building. I'm going to put these in all the locks so none of the fucking doors open. I'm going to come in. I'm going to MacGyver it, come in through the motherfucking vent, pull a face off, trade faces with Joe Shane, and give John Harbaugh whatever he wants. Call it a day. Whatever you want. James, come on, James. James Williams, where are you? I'm going to invite you on, James. Here you go, guys. I'm going to put the link in the chat. I'm going to put James out there. I'm going to go. I can't stay on way late today because I'm going to go airsoft. I'm going airsofting. I've done paintball and other stuff, but I've never done airsoft. And airsoft was great because I told one of my sons, I said, let's go to the backyard. And we have all these airsoft rifles. And I'm like, I want to. And so I had the vest. So I put the vest on. I said, okay, shoot me in the vest. I was like, oh, this isn't bad. So I tell him, I said, shoot me in the leg. Because I want, with sweatpants on. I said, just shoot me in the leg because I want to see how much it hurts. So my loving son doesn't shoot me once in the leg with the airsoft rifle. He puts on full auto and hits me in the same spot. I have all these welts on my leg. So I tell him yesterday, I said, we're going to the Army Navy store because I am going to find the highest military grade fatigues I can get and whatever else I could get. And I'm going to buy that shit because we're going to go play airsoft. And it's all outdoors and it's all controlled. But I was like, no. Getting hit repeatedly, that motherfucking hurts. Almost like Joe Shane not coming to the Giants. I was sorry. Bagging him isn't off the table. Bagging him isn't off the table. Man, you know what? Todd, you're right. I might cry. I might cry. If crying works.
Are you a big man? Huh? I'm talking to you. What? You wake up in the morning, you say, I put on my big boy pants. Look, I'm wearing a belt. I got big boy pants on.
I'm not adverse to crying. I will, Todd, I'm with you. I will cry. Harbaugh had top 7 defenses 3 times in the last years with an MVP quarterback, yet he couldn't make the Super Bowl. Why would things be different in New York? How many of those years did he make the playoffs? Cool, dude. How many of those years did he make the playoffs? How many years has he made the playoffs? How many winning seasons has he had the playoffs? Now, in the same time he was in Baltimore, extract how many winning seasons the Giants had and how many playoff appearances the Giants had. And last time I checked, and I'm still befuddled by the 13 wins in 3 years because, and I still think it's wrong, but I did find an abacus that 6 plus 3 plus 4 still equals 13 wins in 3 years. So I would rather have the John Harbaugh experience that he had in Baltimore and success over the last 15 years, 14 years, than have what we've had. And the last time I checked, only 2 teams make the Super Bowl and only 1 wins. Just throwing that out there. MC says the Packers are talking extension with LaFleur. That's a pipe dream unless they have a huge change of heart. LaFleur's got 1 year left on his deal. And I believe so does the general manager. Plus, Mike Lee says, plus Philly has a competent GM. Oh yeah, I would be so fucking scared. I would be so fucking scared if Philly came up. All right. I'm waiting for James. I'm going to put in the philosopher. So are you ready to beg for John Harbaugh? I've already decided that I will cry.
What's that song? Ain't Too Proud to Beg, right?
Ain't too proud to beg. When I need it in the morning or the middle of the night, I ain't too proud to beg. Yes, I will beg for John Harbaugh.
So I got a couple questions for you based off your source and what I'm hearing in reports.
Yes, sir. Even though our report came out 5 hours, 7 hours before anyone else's.
Oh no! I believe everything you're saying, dude. That's why I'm asking you. So
just want to throw that out there because people forget.
Oh
we don't get credit for shit.
So what I'm hearing is in the latest report is that Harbaugh has 3 to 4 interviews set up so far.
Yes, and
that he is not trying to actually go to the interviews. He's trying to have the people come to him.
That'd be smart.
Yeah. And then I'm also hearing that the order of the interviews is the most crucial because what I'm hearing is that he might just accept the offer, whoever it is, the first one, depending on how much he likes it.
See, I don't see that. I don't see that happening at all because the Knicks were the first one in with LeBron James.
We're talking about LeBron James, a malignant narcissist.
Well, and if you've ever met an NFL head coach, and I have met multiple ones, the ones that are good, yeah, same thing.
Got you. Good point.
Same fucking thing.
So what I'm wondering, based off what you're telling me, and then what's in that report, is, well, you kind of already answered it, but how many of these interviews do you think he's going to do before he actually makes his decision? Because what I'm thinking is that the Giants are hoping that he goes in the interview and he just accepts the Giants position.
I don't think he's going to rush. I think he's going to, and to people's point, it's smart. See what happens in Philly. See what happens in Buffalo. See what happens like I said, Matt LaFleur's only got one year left on his deal, and they've already said in Green Bay they are not comfortable, which I love because we are evidently. They are not comfortable with the lame duck head coach. They literally came out and said it yesterday. We're not comfortable having a lame duck head coach. So if I'm John Harbaugh, I'm waiting at least until the divisional championships.
Fair enough.
Because there's no rush for me. If you let's put it this way, if you are, let's say if you are the Giants, the Raiders, the Falcons, and the Titans, let's just say that's the list. I don't know for sure what the list is because nobody does. Let's just say that's the list. If you're one of those three teams, you all know that if they're one of the four teams, you know the other three teams are waiting for John Harbaugh. So it's not like they're sitting there saying, because a lot of these guys aren't going to make a move till Harbaugh makes his decision. Kind of like what LeBron James did. Take my fucking talents to South Beach. Still fucking hate that motherfucker. Timberlands he wore on that. I'm not even going to get into that. But they're not going to make a move. So you're not going to lose probably your second choice. So you're still going to interview people. You're still going to have your backup plan, but everyone's going to wait for the Harbaugh.
Okay.
Because you have a championship ready. It's like I said, this is Parcells in 93 all over again.
Mm-hmm. So I got another question for you, and this is based off the reports about how Harbaugh was actually let go. I don't know if your source told you anything about that, but what I heard in conflicting reports is that he got called. They didn't even this was no person to person type thing. They just called him and was like, "Yeah, you're done."
That I don't know. All I know is, and this is the same guy that also told us that Unique Ngakwe was not coming to the Giants years ago. And he mentioned the Baltimore connection and everything else. He's basically said, on reference to the firing, that they told John Harbaugh that he had to make wholesale changes in his coaching staff. It wasn't a suggestion. He was being told this is what you have to do. And
did he give you an inclination on what changes needed to be made?
No, that he didn't get into general specifics because he probably doesn't know. But he was told by someone that knows the situation that he was told that he had to make wholesale staff changes. It wasn't a suggestion. And yes, he has made staff changes in the past, but a lot of those staff changes, like firing of Wink, was of his own volition. It wasn't from, it wasn't from ownership telling you have to get rid of these guys. And I will tell you firsthand, and I've seen this firsthand, coaches do not like being told by ownership that they have to get rid of guys.
Fair enough. I mean, I know that I think their defense, and I told you this last time, like their defense underperformed for a lot of the season. So I'm pretty sure they were probably trying to push him to get rid of the defensive coordinator, but their defense performed better as the season went on.
Yes.
I understand.
That's like Jeff Hafley, where it's like over at Green Bay. The other one that everyone Giants want. Oh, we want him. His defense has been horrid the last couple weeks. It's been
that game last night.
He gave up an 18-point lead, and what was it, a 20-point lead the last time they played the Bears? And they have not won a game since Micah Parsons went down?
Yeah, 25 points in the fourth quarter. Insane.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's literally insane that people are talking about this guy like he's the next great big thing. And it's like, well, he has not had a successful defense in crunch time.
Yeah, I think they play, or at least last night they were playing like a shit ton of zone, and
Well, they lost the one corner, and they brought in Diggs, but he's only been there for 2 weeks. I got to bring in Black Vic because there's already a White Vic.
what's good, James?
I got to bring in the Black Vic
What up?
here.
What up, philosopher?
Already in his gear with the Solo Cup. It looks like you're at the stadium. That's what it looks like, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I also love, James, I want to break this news to you. There's something. Oh, no, that's gray. I'm sorry.
Stress from your Giants. Stress. Look at that, Stone. They got stress.
That's great, man. That's great. Listen, see, this is when you don't have stress. This is what happens, man. This is what happens with that trip.
You look like Colonel Guile.
Let me get my perfect hair on.
It does look good though. Rachel said it does look good.
James, we have been talking about it, and I was talking about it with the philosopher. I could resort to crying if they need me to come and talk to John Harbaugh. Crying and begging is not going to be. It would not be out of the question.
What was the I'm usually good with movies, but I don't. What was the movie with John Cusack and he's holding up the boombox out the window?
Say anything.
So there you go. That's what we need to do. The boombox. Chris Mara, Joe Shane need to be outside Harbaugh's residence with the boombox.
So they're gonna be sitting there playing In Your Eyes.
Yes.
See, I liked it before because Philosopher I decided they need to play Ain't Too Proud to Beg.
Got to go old school.
Gotta go old school, man. We've said it before. Ain't too proud to beg. I need it in the morning or the middle of the night. I
know. I know. That's a good one too. We could switch to that. We start off with that and then go to TLC. I like that.
I like that. Sonic Boom, James.
Woo!
James, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking, in this cup, I have some coffee beans. And then in this cup, I have something that's been fermenting for a while.
Oh, he's about to be a different type of turned up, dude.
I was gonna say the way James is starting. I hope to God Buffalo wins.
Oh, let me tell you something. I already told Rachel. I said I'm gonna be mad later if they lose. You got to give me an hour. You got to give me an hour to calm down.
You got to give me an hour. James, if we're looking at this Harbaugh situation, we're looking at this from an outside perspective, and we're honest about it because Giant fans don't like to be honest, but certain Giant fans don't like to be honest about shit. But if we're looking at this honestly, what would you say is the percentage of Jim Harbaugh coming to the Giants?
Okay. Right now, it's the Bills haven't played yet. So right now, I could say 60, 70%.
Okay.
Now, hold on.
Okay.
Because I just talk about with Big Zach in the comment about come 4 o'clock, 4:30. If for some reason White Vic is not on the winning side, that drops to about 30%. Because I think Sean McDermott is getting fired because he probably should be, just not getting it done. And Buffalo becomes. I was trying to explain this to my brother the other night that Josh Allen alone, I don't care if you add up Dart, Carter, Lawrence Taylor, history, the Giant Stadium, the medium Pepsis, Malik Neighbors. You can add all that crap up on one scale. You know what's on the other side? Josh Allen. By himself.
Now, Trenton brought it up, and I was looking up some stuff in Philly because there is some talk that if Nick Sirianni puts up,
he's not getting fired.
Well, they did fire Doug Peterson 2 years after winning a Super Bowl. So
they did, but Doug
and Sirianni is not especially living where I live. I can tell you, Sirianni is not a fan favorite from anybody.
No, I can. And listen, you're tapped in. Big Trenton, what up? I know he's tapped in. But again, from an outside perspective, because I'm in Buffalo today, outside perspective, Nick Sirianni's winning percentage over there is something that we would give our left big toe for. So I know Philly fans, again, it's Philly. They threw snowballs at Santa. I get it. They riot in the streets out there, but he's not getting fired if they lose. Now they could get blown out, and the steam and the talks will be hot for next year. But he's not getting fired. He's a defending Super Bowl coach.
He's 59-26 right now.
It's pretty good.
Seasons of 8-9, 14-3, 11-6, 14-3, and 11-6.
That's a lot of 14s.
There's a lot of 14s.
And 2 Super Bowl appearances.
Listen, like the Giants, there's a lot of 3s in there too. Just it happens to be on the right side of the column, not the left side. Just throwing that out there.
Hey James, I got a question for you, dude.
What up, yo?
So look. So say that the Eagles and the offense on this game is just straight boo-boo garbage. Okay, they scored like 3 points, and it's mainly because the offensive play calling is so atrocious that they can't get nothing done. He hired that offensive coordinator who just so happened to be one of his little best buddies, right? So do you think he could get fired for that situation?
I think that's a good point, and he did usher that guy in. But I think Patullo has been so bad there that Sirianni could do the Shane and Dable and offer his buddy up as a sacrifice for this year. And then now the pressure would be on him for next year. So unfortunately, I don't know how their friendship would be, but I think he could offer his friend up on the axe. Because again, he did the smart thing. If I put it like this, if he would have fired that guy a month ago and now going into the offseason, it's on Sirianni and then they look bad, that would put it more on Sirianni. But he did the smart thing, unlike Shane. He kept the shield there. Patullo, that's the shield. So if they suck today, he could go, oh, well, it's my boy. He just doesn't know what he's doing. Sorry.
Let me get to chat here a little bit here for a second here. What is it? So going in and taking over another country is okay. Well, technically, if you want, people are too fucking stupid.
Why are we even talking about that today? I go for it.
I just gotta tell you, people are fucking stupid. They didn't go over and take over Venezuela. They actually served a federal international warrant. This technically was not a military operation. He had a federal warrant for his arrest. They actually, if you take a look at an international warrant, they served a warrant. And they actually have the vice president now being the president of the company. If you're going to be fucking stupid about politics, please do it someplace else. Because I'm what they call smart. And I understand geopolitics. So, yeah, people are okay. All right, Todd says wait a minute. I saw Big Don. He disappeared. Where'd Big Don do? We're going to end up with another first-time experimental head coach. If we can't get John Harbaugh, where do you go? I'm going to start with the philosopher. What is your choice if we cannot get John Harbaugh? What would make you, as a Giant fan, as a loyal Giant fan? Hold on one second. I got to bring in Big Don. Hold that question because Big Don always cuts in and out. Don, you froze again. There you are, brother. You got the Syracuse on?
Oh, shucks. I got that orange and blue with the S on my chest.
Oh, that's a nice jersey. That's a nice hoodie, man. That looks nice.
You aren't Superman. You are Super Syracuse.
You know what's funny? I actually ran into somebody with this. They're like, "Oh, is that Syracuse?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, I have family up there." I'm like, "All day, north," and I was like, "Okay, have a great day." Okay, that was interesting.
So we're talking about John Harbaugh, but I see people in the comment giving suggestions. Big Don, what is your percentage of John Harbaugh coming to the New York Football Giants?
Can we use a negative percentage, or do we just have to use a positive percentage?
You can use a negative percentage. That's fine. You can use negative.
Negative 100%.
Negative integers.
Negative 100%. It's man, like we said, man. It really depends on. Like I said, Buffalo's a huge get. Green Bay could be a huge get. To be honest, Dallas would have been one, but if Jerry Jones wasn't so headstrong,
he's not
he
going
would let go of his head coach as soon as he heard Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh,
he's not going to go to Dallas. So
he's like, Dallas has a team? No, I'm not going there.
Yeah, they definitely got a team down here. It's been real quiet down here lately, though, so it's been a little awkward. But hey, it is what it is. I'm in cowboy territory.
Yeah, a little bit.
Ugh. Anyway, I was just stopping by. I thought I'd add a little more chocolate to the group.
Well, you know what? There's always a little. I'm not gonna lie. There's always a lot of chocolate in the group. There's always the stir of vanilla, but there is always a lot of chocolate in the group. I don't know why. I don't know how, but that's all right. Now that was funny.
All right, fellas, I gotta get back to work. I'll catch the stream. Catch y'all later.
Big D.
All right, then.
Be safe, my friend. Be safe. All right. Mike Lee says there are a lot of stupid out there. Yes.
I need to reiterate a question I asked already because I'm going to be annoying today to both of you and to the chat. No, I am. I'm telling you right now. I'm not in the fucking mood, and you know this too.
Don't be annoying today.
All right, I'll be halfway annoying.
Okay.
Again, I'm just going to ask logic questions because I'm done with this stupid fan base.
Logic questions are good. All right, we'll take logic.
If you're a head coach, right? You just left Lamar Jackson, a 2-time MVP, right?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Wouldn't I want to either go to a situation where I either pick my own quarterback or there's a quarterback there that I feel like, okay, I could trust my next career step with this kid?
I would want to pick my own quarterback.
Okay. Cool. Stone, would you want to pick your own quarterback, or would you want to go somewhere where a kid or a young quarterback's already there and he seems to have promise?
It depends on how good the young quarterback is, but I would probably want to pick my own.
Oh, no, thank you. Because I was waiting for one of you to say that. Depends on how good the kid is.
To me, it doesn't even depend how good the kid is because I didn't pick him.
Mm.
I didn't pick him. I don't know if he's far. Like I said it before, when the job came up with Daniel Jones, you got Brian Dable because he said he could win with Daniel Jones. We don't know what Mike McCarthy said. We don't know what anyone else said. I'm 62 years old. I have a championship pedigree. I've won a Super Bowl, but I haven't won in a while. I've picked my own quarterback in Lamar Jackson. I won with my guys. I did have the top 5 defense 5 years in a row, and I got rid of Wink on my own volition. I would want to do things my way because this is probably going to be my last big stop, my last big payday, because I'll be 67 when the contract's done if I run to the terms of the contract. So I would want to do everything where I had total control and ability to make roster decisions, management decisions and everything else, because it just doesn't make sense to me. And like I said, the Tennessee Titans job in my mind, the Raiders and the Titans job in my mind are the jobs I would look at, because you have Cam Ward, the 4th overall pick, and $110 million in cap space. The Raiders, you have over $120 million in cap space, ownership that needs to win because they just built a fucking $1 billion stadium a couple years back. You're going to get Fernando Mendoza, or if you like Dante Moore, if you want Ty Simpson, you can then hand pick your quarterback and then build a team around him with 130 plus. They have 120 million now. The Raiders do. They'll probably be north of 120, before free agency. They'll probably be around 140. Giants have $23 million in cap space. Yeah, they can get up to probably 40 or 50, but you are not going to be able to make wholesale roster changes, especially if you bring back Elmore, Fudd, and Wando Robinson and a few other people, and you have the most amount of money in the entire league tied up into 4 guys on your defensive line, and they can't rush the passer outside of Brian Burns or stop the run.
So I got to say this before because I got to get going. But I think the biggest thing, the issue with Harbaugh with the Giants is that what you mentioned in your last video, the inner front office dynamics, because he wants the power and Shane doesn't want to let go of the power with Chris Mayer and Tim McDonald, all those dudes. They don't want the power to go. So it's really just going to come down to, is ownership going to nut up or shut up?
Yeah.
In this situation.
Ownership, the Tisches, anyone that's in that building and any type of football operations with the last name Mara or anything else are going to have to pull a James Dolan and step aside. And that's we reported it Friday morning. He wants money and he wants total control.
Yeah.
And I don't think, and like I said, my friend told me there's specific guys in this building right now who think it's their turn in reference to the organization to being in charge and take John Mara's spot that are not interested or happy about giving up or relinquishing football operational control to John Harbaugh. That's
so we're going to be Dallas Cowboys.
People are looking. That's why a lot of people in the building were in love with Stefanski.
Oh God. Well, on that note, I gotta go, y'all. Y'all be smooth.
My friend, have a good
All right, bro.
Sunday. I'm gonna have to keep James in check a little bit today because the solo cup is going up too quick.
He is.
Oh my God. I gotta play. Someone sent me a stupid Twitter post, and I don't know who this person is. And it's a she. Her name is Nikki Gist, and she wins.
Stupid giant Twitter posts.
I guess she's a content creator or works for some magazine or something for the Giants, and I love it because her arrogance is beyond us unassuming for people that I have no idea who she even fucking is, but her arrogance is even worse than mine.
All right, I'm not doing this again with you guys. I'm really, really not.
And that voice is like masturbating with a cheese grater. Highly amusing, but then extremely painful.
I'm so heated. I had to come outside. Feels fucking nice out here. Get some fresh air, okay? Because I'm so agitated. Here's my issue with a lot of you in the media and content creation, podcasting, influencer space. And I know a lot of you comment like, well, what the hell do you think you are? How do I refer to myself? I am a sports reporter for On NJ Sports, which is
On NJ Sports, which is the Mecca. I don't even know who the fuck they are, but they're the Mecca of sports. But she bashes content creators, but she's a wannabe content creator. This is good.
Is a legit sports and news media outlet. Yes, I have a podcast. Yes, I've had a podcast for 5 years.
Failed podcast and failed YouTube channels, multiple failed YouTube channels. And for people that are sending me, I can't show you the picture, James. I don't know if she's a dude. Don't ask me. And it wouldn't matter if she was or not. Just for the weird people that say, is she a man? I don't know. I can't tell you.
We're just going to go, she's a woman.
Okay. It doesn't matter if she is or she isn't. It doesn't matter. Why does it matter? It doesn't matter.
Media and doing my fucking job. That's who it's through. Okay. I'm not some random influencer who has sources and covers games and gets credentials. Okay. It is
she seems like she's bitter about something. She seems a little bitter.
I'm waiting for the point of her rant though.
This is the greatest part. And normally this was 2 minutes, and normally I get bored after 15 seconds. But to your point, I was waiting for the point.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the punchline. Like, what is the specifics of her anger?
But I love it because she has to give off her credentials, but nobody knows who she is.
It is not as big, obviously, as some of the mega giants out there, okay, like ESPN, but it is a legit news and sports source. So here's my issue, okay? And this is just my style, all right? If I get information, I don't always put it out there.
Now, this is what people said. Listen to this, James, because someone was like, somebody watches your show because you say the identical things
to you guys, because I may not feel comfortable in it. It may not seem, not that it's not legit, but I can't back it up. I don't always just take the one source and think like they're telling me the truth. I do a little work and I do some homework. And if I feel comfortable in it, I will report it to you. Okay. So here's my fucking problem. A lot of you flip-flop, man. You change your fucking narrative and your story. Like you're fucking changing your underwear.
I can't play anymore.
I would say, that part right there, she's actually right about that last. She finally got to something where she hit that on the nail.
But you go 128 seconds into a 2-minute rant, and it's like, I just can't. But thank you for Nikki Gist wins the stupid giant Twitter post of the day, brought to you by nobody right now. But I just thought that was funny. I just had to put that in there. People were sending that to me the other day.
I'm going to put this out there as a friendly disclaimer to all Giants fans out there. We all should probably stop listening to so many Giant content creators.
Oh, 100%.
Just as a whole.
Oh, I agree.
Because, and I'm not saying that some people out there aren't trying and being legit and taking it, seriously and, trying to bring real information. I'm not trying to discredit them like Tim, Big Dash. I like authentic, even young Ryan who's trying to get started. But it's just they're no really different than us. Yes, some of them like Tim do have sources. Tim definitely has proven he does have sources. So there are some content creators who do have sources. But I gotta be honest, it's like we're all in the same shit pool together.
We all know nothing.
The whole thing, I hate this fan base because the whole thing of poor Dart, he's at his alma mater's game, the Ole Miss, he's there, and some guys, oh my God, did you see his lips? He said Harbaugh Stefanski. Holy shit, kids. We make it Harbaugh Stefanski. Breaking news from the Ole Miss sideline from number 6. The fuck out of here, man.
Kevin hasn't been around because Kevin's been moving a lot this year. Welcome back, Kevin. Anybody's been watching. Let's see. I still would like to have John. That's another thing. A lot of people have all of a sudden now jumped off the John Gruden bandwagon. Remember, John Gruden, right at the end of the season, was the name that everybody wanted. Now we don't even hear John Gruden anymore.
Well, it's because there's been another piece of jewelry added to the dish. Just like at the end of today, at the end of today, how about this, kids? Let's say Trenton is right. Let's say the reports that Big Tim here is right. Philadelphia goes out there, lays a goose egg. Nick Sirianni gets fired. You're John Harbaugh. You going to the Eagles or you coming here?
I'm going to the Eagles.
It's not even close.
If there's an opportunity in reference to the Giants, I mean, if John Harbaugh has an and I've said this, we said this early in the stream. If he has the option between the Giants, the Bills, the Eagles, or the Packers, the Giants are number 4 on the list. Because honestly, I would take, if I had those 4 teams, I would go Packers, Phillies, Bills, Giants. And not even think about that, because the Packers have a young roster. They have cultivated talent. They have love. They have a plethora of wide receivers, and they have a defense. They have Micah Parsons coming back. Philly, you have Hurts, you have Devontae Smith, you have AJ Brown, you have Saquon Barkley, you have a young defense. Their problem is their offensive coordinator. They have a 3-year championship window. Buffalo is at the end of their championship window. They may have 1 season left of true championship ability. So if I'm Harbaugh and I'm 62, I'm not going to Buffalo unless I feel I can win next year. To be that coach like we've seen in the NBA that comes in that 1 season and takes the team to the championship. And then I would have the Giants 4th out of that list.
And last point because Tim, you've been in contract negotiations. The thing that Harbaugh did, because I think I was talking, shout out to Matty Ice about this on the phone, that when he puts out those demands or what he's expecting, he's weeding out the teams. Any team that's like bucking at what he wants, then he's not even thinking about going there. He wants to see who's going to meet me at what I'm asking for. So people are like, oh, I can't believe he put that out there. Of course he did. It's no different than a beautiful woman saying what her standards are. She's weeding out the chumps. Guess what, guys? We may be one of the chumps.
Well, I think out of the pick of jobs, we're still in the top 3. We're still in the top 3 out of the lower echelon teams that he's interviewing with. I would say we're still in the top 3.
You got to keep putting the Raiders in there too. You forgot them in the last.
No, we talked about the Raiders because I already said it. I got $120 million in cap space, which will probably
right.
You got a new stadium. This is the other thing I find interesting. Sublight says Harbaugh will bring a program. McCarthy brings Supreme Pizzas. Here's the thing about Harbaugh and McCarthy that no one's mentioning. I've mentioned it on Friday. They're both 62. Their win-loss records are almost identical. They both only have single Super Bowl wins and large gaps between their Super Bowl appearances. They both are probably getting their last contract, which would be this year, the last big contract. But the only difference is, in my mind, McCarthy has built two programs. He won in Dallas. He had 3 seasons in a row where he won 35 games and 2 NFC East divisional titles. With an ownership such as Jerry Jones, he helped make Dak, in my mind, he made Dak Prescott a better quarterback than he's ever been statistically. He cultivated Aaron Rodgers into a good quarterback. So he's done this in 2 destinations, McCarthy. And the win-loss record, including the playoff win-loss record between McCarthy and Harbaugh, are almost identical. But McCarthy has done it in 2 different places, not just one. And if Dak doesn't have the injuries, we may not be talking about Mike McCarthy still not in Dallas, because when Dak goes down, we know what happens in Dallas.
Of course.
So I mean, but if you take a look at it, this is a guy that's won 170 in McCarthy's won 174 games. And I'm sorry, he went 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, 2 divisional, NFC East divisions tied within there. He had a record in Dallas of 49-35. And he got fired after a 7-10 season after Dak was hurt.
And he was 6-0 against us. Pretty sure.
So I mean, I do find it interesting that the bloom has come off the rose with McCarthy, and I don't think a lot of Giant fans ever looked at him that way. But it is interesting that if you do a comparison in reference to careers, they're almost kind of identical.
I like that point you brought up about that he helped build up 2 programs.
Mm-hmm.
So let me throw Harbaugh some bail. I give Harbaugh big credit because, again, when you're a head coach, you are going to be on some decisions with the GM and the owner as far as picking the quarterback. The guy that he picked that we didn't even think about taking, a certain guy who's won 2 MVPs. We had a chance to take him. We didn't even think about that. The fact that Harbaugh.
You have to remember with Harbaugh also, he's only won 1 Super Bowl, but he's won games with 2 totally different style quarterbacks.
Yes.
He won with Joe Flacco.
Yes.
Would I say Joe Flacco is fleet of foot? No.
He's the leaning tower of pizza.
Would I say that if there was a race between him and Eli Manning, that the sundial would win? Yes. And then he went to an entirely different total system in reference to Lamar Jackson.
And took a guy that at the time, again, for some reason, some other teams didn't think that guy was going to be good.
We're not going to get into that. We're happy today.
No, I'm not getting into that. I'm just bringing up a small point.
And I'm going to airsoft. So we're going to be happy. I'm going to go out and shoot people legally.
I'm just saying, I think we're doing the thing that the guy on Saturday night, he puts on the thing and the cheap cologne and you're walking out like, I look good. You don't look as good as you think you do, Giants fans. You don't.
The Giants, one of the prerequisites of the Harbaugh evidently is a $20 million salary. I think it goes north of $20 million.
Oh, definitely.
Just because in a competitive marketplace and anything in life and in finance and anything, business, when something's in demand, the number goes up. What if you are the Giants and you were truly, I'm going to say this again because the 172 people still watch. I'm going to tell you I don't want James's opinion. I'm going to tell you my how to get the online Big Blue New York Giants Straight Talk, powered by The Believe, brought to you by FanDuel and ZipRecruiter. I'm going to tell you how you get John Harbaugh
without kidnapping him.
Okay. I got to come up with a different plan. Okay, hold on. No, I'm just joking. I'm going to tell you how you get John Harbaugh in this building. I'm going to tell you how you get Jim and John Harbaugh to come to this building.
Oh, you said both?
No, I'm just joking.
I was about to say.
This is the easiest thing. If you're the Giants, this is the easiest thing to do. You go to Big John. I am going to give you total control. I am going to make you the head coach, but I'm also going to make you the president of football operations. You keep Joe Schoen for 1 year because it's going to be difficult by the time you hire him to get everything into in regards to his staff, in regards to recruiting and going out to scouting and everything else. So you can keep Joe Schoen for a year because he's only got 1 year left on his contract. If at the end of this year, you evaluate that he is not what you want as a general manager, as a president of football operations, he's already a lame duck general manager, you don't need to fire him. He will be gone anyways because his contract has expired. You can then in turn bring in your own guy. I'm going to give you total control over personnel. I'm going to give you total control of the front office, and I'm going to give you $25 million a year for 5.
I was going to say 2.5.
I'm going to give you 25 for 5. And this way, if I do pull something stupid and get rid of you 3 years, you're still going to get another 50. And I'm going to allow you to then make personnel decisions in reference to your general manager after 2026. And I'm going to give you full control, president of football operations, head coach, player personnel decisions, front office decisions. Do what you want to do. Turn around this franchise. Kind of do a Phil Jackson, even though it didn't work, but he tried. James Dolan tried. Do a Phil Jackson. I will give you everything you want, plus more money than anyone else, give you the New York spotlight, and give you the ability to build the face of the franchise that you see fit, because you did build, basically, if you look at it, 2 separate winning organizations with Joe Flacco and Lamar Jackson within the same 18-year span. That's what I'm going to give you. If you are, plus you have Jackson Dart, plus blah, 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 because he's got to get rid of a lot of guys on this roster. But if you were John Harbaugh and I had that in front of me and I was in the Mecca, I would probably have to take it.
That and the coaching salary, whatever he wanted for his staff. I know he wanted whatever.
You have total control.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to let you take care of your people.
President of football operations, which means you oversee everything, including the general manager.
I would take it, but the only issue I have with that is, again, I'm past this crap with this team where fucking fire Joe Schoen tomorrow. If John agrees to that, get him the hell out of here.
Here's the thing: as president of football operations, you allow him to You allow him to do that. You allow him to say, "Interview Joe Schoen."
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay, yeah. Good.
Because you are the president of football operations. If you get into the building and to say, I don't want Joe Schoen anymore, you don't have to go to management. You don't have to go to ownership. You are management. You are the president of football.
Okay, then good. Then yeah, that's. But
I'm saying, if the Maras or the Tishes or someone say, listen, we really like Joe Schoen. We would like you to give him an opportunity for 1 season as the general manager. If then it fails, you don't need to bring him back because his contract is over anyways.
So we're going to waste a year.
No,
that's what you're saying.
I'm just saying they may say that to him. I'm not telling you what he's going
to
do.
No, not you, but I'm saying the Maras would be okay basically wasting a year, because that's what that would be. It'd be kind of a waste of a year.
We wasted 14. So what's one more?
No, I know. But that's what I'm saying. You got to stop the bleeding at some time.
Here's the thing, and this is what you're missing. If I'm president of football operations, if Joe Schoen says, I want to take this guy, I want to take a punter at 5, I'm president of football operations. No. We're going to take Reese. So you have the control to oversee everything that Joe Schoen does.
I know, but again,
free agent. No,
just fire him, man. Just fire him.
No, but sometimes things in business you have to do, because
sometimes things in business don't make sense, especially when you sucked for as long as we've sucked. We can't afford to do that.
But you need to remember, you're not going to give a guy, $100+ million and then still pay Joe Shane's salary. I mean, and then fire Joe Shane, then bring in another guy and pay Joe Shane and this other guy. I'm telling you, this is business.
Well, why not? Teams do that all the time. Harbaugh's still getting paid by the Ravens when he's going to be here or wherever he's going to be.
Because certain people, this is what they do, and certain people from a business aspect don't want to do that.
Oh, you mean like the billionaire Mets owner who comes here and guts the fucking team even though he's a billionaire?
Yes. Yes, exactly. So
I mean, sometimes life is simple, kids, and people complicate it. Don't complicate Jello.
But that the problem is this: life is.
And I'm not talking about Tim. I'm talking about the Giants.
But at the end of the day, it's still a business. At the end of the day, it's still a yes. And Harbaugh got a 3-year extension in 2025.
Yes,
I don't remember.
Yes,
I think it's 18 million. So they're paying him 36 million to go someplace else.
Yes.
So, the thing is this: you have missed so many times with the Giant organization. I'm just telling you the way business works. You have missed.
I know.
You have missed. You have paid so many head coaches concurrent with your former head coaches that a lot of times ownership looks at that as wasteful spending because, I'm paying Pat Shurmur while I'm paying Joe Judge, then I'm paying Joe Judge while I'm paying Brian Dable. And people forget Brian Dable's got one more year on his contract. So I'm paying Brian Dable. So they may look at it and say 2025, I'm going to have to pay Brian Dable and Joe Shane when they're not even employed with the organization anymore. And I'm giving this guy $25 million a year. And I'm probably going to have to give another general manager $10 million a year on top of what I'm paying these other two guys. Everything's, yes, you're a $1 billion franchise, but everything you got to look at the bottom line.
And guess what, Tim? After all that you said, guess what? They can afford all that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, just to sum that up, because people out here be like, well, the red line is the bottom and you got to make it. No, they can afford to absorb all of that. Fuck that. I'm done with the bullshit with this team.
Do you want my honest opinion about the Giants' financial situation?
Oh, yeah, sure, because you know it better than most out here.
I will give you my honest opinion of the Giants' financial situation. You do not sell 10% of the team.
Oh, forgot about that. Go ahead.
When your team is worth billions, you do not sell. You just don't willy-nilly just decide as Tish and Mara, I'm going to sell a part of my team unless you're having financial difficulties.
That's a good point. I forgot about that.
And you have to remember the worth of a franchise from Forbes is not the revenue that they're bringing in. And it's not the and you got to remember the Giants fund, the Giants themselves, like the Giant organization, fund other business entities within Tish and Mara's empires, the revenues. So I just found it interesting that you don't automatically just sell part of your team. Yeah, it was for billions unless you need capital. Especially organizations. The Maras have owned the Giants since the inception, and now they own less than 45% of the team.
Weird.
It's a little strange. Especially people that are billionaires. I'm just telling you how I'm just telling you how the financial world works.
And these are the same people that gave you a medium Pepsi on Fan Appreciation Day?
Here's another good example about why I think the Giants might have some financial issues.
We may not be the shining star we think we are in the sky, kids.
The 2024 season, the centennial season, the 100-year anniversary, they had all these things and all these giveaways, and they gave away the wonderful, you can't see it over there, but they gave away the wonderful rings and the plexiglass, the tickets and all the commemorative stuff. And they did all these events. And as a season ticket holders, we went to Town Hall. We went to that. We couldn't go to the one thing because we got stuck in the train. They had the big anniversary thing that we missed. This year, they didn't do the Town Hall. They did no preseason events whatsoever. The season ticket holder gift this year was you either got a picture with the Super Bowl trophy or a white commemorative football. You got the
Sorry, that just
I know you went from having all these giveaways and bobbleheads and everything they did last year. They had almost a giveaway every single game to like maybe 2 or 3 good giveaways this year, even if at that. And a lot of those are sponsor rendered. And like I said, my biggest thing was what happened to the town hall that they have every year, or the fan appreciation that they did every year. But all of a sudden last year, they just was like, no, we're not doing that. Hit the like button, guys. We only have 38 likes, 76 people watching in one place, 100-something people watching another place, 100-some people watching another place. Talk with Zoe says, if we miss out on a Harbaugh, who would be the next head coach you would look at? Maybe LaFleur if he gets fired. I've already said it. If LaFleur got fired, that would be my choice, because you're going to bring in a guy that's 46 years old, has 3 winning seasons of 13 wins or more, has had 1 losing season in 7 years. He built a he was told he couldn't work with Aaron Rodgers. He told he couldn't make a quarterback out of Love. That would be my first choice. Honeypot, we all know Honeypot loves Dart. Honeypot loves the Dart. What's up, Honeypot? And you might be the reason we get in John, and he might be the reason we get John. I don't think he's going to be the reason, because honestly, if you look at it, if I'm building the franchise, we've talked about it before, I want to bring in my own quarterback. I don't want to bring in the quarterback from a failed head coach from the year prior.
No offense, that seems like we're just repeating history.
Screw McCarthy. Don't need to run my team like Jerry Jones. Here's the problem. You bring in McCarthy. You bring in Hafley. You bring in Gwen Stefani. You can bring in Gwen Stefani. You bring in
no doubt.
That was a good one. But if you bring in any of those guys, the Maras, the Tishes, and the Shane are going to be in the Jerry Jones control seat. You need to flush this team out. You literally need to just take an enema. It's the only way to get rid of this organization. You need to get away. You've lost for 14 seasons. Or technically, you've had 2 winning seasons in 15 years and 1 playoff win. It's time to move on. It's time to do something totally different. It's time to pull a James Dolan and say, listen, I fucking suck at this. I'm going to go fight with Charles Oakley on the sideline at the game instead of being in charge of anything. You need to do this. You need to just take a chance. We've said it before, you need to be bold and have mighty forces come to your aid. But if you take any other head coach, you're just going to be in the same situation we have been in for 15 years. Plain and simple.
And last thing, because Tim said a lot of real eloquent points, I'm just going to sum this shit up in basic meat and potatoes. If you're a guy on the hot seat and you know that people are looking at you and you're hearing all this clamoring from the media, from wherever, and you've done a great job of sucking the nipple of the Giants owner, and you're in the inner circle. You have made it. You chopped off everybody else. You made it. Are you really going to want to bring in a guy that you know right off the back, the first thing he's going to do is put you out the pasture?
Right.
Or are you going to look to a guy like a Stefanski or a McCarthy? Because I think it's going to be McCarthy. I was saying this to Maddie. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be McCarthy, because he'll come in.
I don't see them going with McCarthy. I wish I did. I don't see them going with McCarthy. I think it's going to be Kevin Stefanski.
Not a big fan of that guy.
And like I said, I'm gonna this. You are a Giant fan. You need to get around this. You need to get rid of this.
This town needs an enema.
That's what we need.
Stefanski thought Dylan Gabriel was good. You want him here?
Yes, he did.
Like, forget all the talk I hear all these people about Stefanski. He thought Dylan Gabriel was the answer.
He thought Dylan Gabriel was the solution to our problems.
That's the guy you want here? Y'all better wake the hell up.
And he did not give Shedeur Sanders even scout team reps.
Go look at Cleveland Browns versus Patriots when Gabriel was there. You tell me that coach thought that guy was the answer?
Come on, man. My thing is you can't. I'm going to say it again about Jeff Hafley again. His defense the last 7 weeks has sucked. He gave up Jeff Hafley, the defense coordinator of the Green Bay Packers. He gave up an 18-point lead yesterday.
He gave up 30 points in the fourth quarter yesterday. No.
30 points that was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. He gave up 30 points.
How much was last night? He gave up like in the fourth quarter. How much was that?
He didn't give up 30 points in the fourth quarter last night. That was a couple weeks ago that he gave up. He gave up.
What was it, 18 in the fourth or 15?
They were up by 18 in the third.
Come on, man.
They were up by 18. He gave up 25 points yesterday in the fourth quarter.
Oh, sorry. I was 5 off.
He gave it, well, it's still wrong. So he gave up. He has been the last 8 weeks, he's been worse than the guy we fired. He's been worse than Shane Bowen. Statistically, he has been worse than Shane Bowen, and we want to make him the head coach.
Hey, Shane Bowen did have a lead in a lot of these fourth quarters.
No respect to him, but dude wins. There's no denying. I don't know who we're talking about, but that's okay. Let's see. Raiders, Falcons, Bills. If they fire their head coaches.
I have to say, why are people forgetting about the Falcons? They have way better talent on the Falcons than we have here.
They have a lot of offensive talent and
defensive talent too.
Well, Penix you got Terrell and there's two edge rushers they got. But
they got Pierce,
you're gonna have to find a quarterback.
Bijan Robinson,
Drake London. They might bring
Kyle Pitts. Seemed to remembers how to play tight end.
Yeah, but he's got to have to come back. He's a free agent.
Yeah,
but you don't have a quarterback.
He may, like you said, he may want to go there, and it may be easier for him to get rid of Penix than it is for him to kind of shy away from Dart here. Because everybody loves Dart so much here.
Davey, I love you, brother. But this was kind of a stupid comment. I'm not mistaken. Harbaugh didn't draft Jackson. So you think, Davey, that the general manager
I'm going to shut up.
Went to his Super Bowl winning head coach and didn't consult him on his replacement quarterback? I love you, Davey, man. I love you, bro. But that's up there. Zach Attack says, if Dante Moore is at 5 and if Harbaugh is there, do you think he would want Deontay Moore? No, I don't think he's going to take more. You're not going to take more.
No.
You're not going to take more at 5 either. I think, it's funny. I think Dante Moore, even after that loss a couple days ago, I think he should go to the Jets. But what the Jet thing is going to be? They're going to take Todd Simpson. That's because that's just the Jet thing. That's just the Jet modus operandi. James, are you wearing a Dave Brown jersey? That's 2 in a row from Davey.
Davey, I go front, Davey. I'm not in the mood for that crap today. So if you don't think John Harbaugh drafted Lamar, then guess what? Daboll didn't draft Dart. So there you go. I got that for you.
I read somewhere that John Harbaugh is waiting on the job to open up in Green Bay. I've said it before. You're Harbaugh. You don't start interviewing until next week.
He's chilling this week.
I mean, I would be in the south of France.
He's in Baja.
I'd be somewhere I would just be waiting to see what team, because you look at Green Bay. Green Bay could literally get rid of LaFleur next week. I think that would be a mistake, but they could get rid of him because technically he hasn't really won. He hasn't gotten to the Super Bowl, which is what the goal is of every NFL franchise. You've been there for 7 years, and you go to Green Bay. You have a ready-made championship team with ownership and a front staff that knows how to draft. Now, you did lose your draft and player personnel guru to the Miami Dolphins, but they are set if you figure out how to keep Jordan Love healthy and you somehow figure out a way to make him consistent. you have a perennial winner for 5 years before you have to restart a build, and that's the end of my contract. So, and it's the same thing, like I said, with Buffalo. If Buffalo makes a change on Monday or whenever, if they lose, I look at the Buffalo job as maybe I am the missing link in regards to making them better and getting them over the hump and finally getting Josh Allen to a Super Bowl. I might have a 2-year championship window, but I can win right away. I win in the first 2 years in Buffalo. I got 3 years left of my contract. Doesn't matter what fuck I do.
I'm on easy street.
I'm on easy street for the last 3 years of my deal.
And the media in Buffalo is not like the media here.
No. Well, it's because it snows a lot there. They have a hard time.
But I'm just saying, people, and I think they're like, oh, he wants to come here. It's like, we are not the attractive site that we used to be. We got to get over that crap. I'm so tired. These fans are like, you're stuck in the goddamn. It's like you're watching black and white film and the rest of the world has moved on to 4K. Look at yourself in the mirror. The Dolphins, when Mike McDaniel was still their coach there, they placed a call to John Harbaugh, allegedly. And then when that leaked out, the next day they fired McDaniel. Harbaugh is wanted by every available team that has an open head coach position. Every team wants him
because he is the 93 Parcells.
He is the Beyonce Marilyn Monroe of his dance, y'all.
He was decided to come back in 93. He is the 93 Parcells. He is the Super Bowl winning coach. Parcells was younger, but he's a Super Bowl winning coach, still in his prime, that could change a franchise.
He is the Selena of this ball. Every guy wants to get a dance. We're sitting there going, I got my dad's suit on from the prom from the 70s. I look good.
Chris says YouTubers are like guys who want to play video games for a living. I don't want to play video games for a living. Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport gets things wrong. Oh, this is to the whatever it was. Super Twitter.
Yeah, like
I'm behind on the chat. Lobby says most Giant fans have been so silly and dooming. We just have to wait and see what happens. Oh, I agree with that. John ain't going to Green Bay. John ain't going to Philly. You don't know. John ain't going. Reckless react. You don't know. Tell me how you know. Tell me how you know he's not going to go to one of these organizations.
He's not going to go to Buffalo where they're building a brand new stadium where I'm pretty sure in Buffalo.
If Buffalo, Green Bay, and Philly are open, I'd be like, if I'm John Harbaugh, I'd be like, they have a team in New York? I didn't know that.
No, it's in New Jersey. There's no team in New York.
There's no team in New York. Yeah.
I could leave one MVP to go coach another MVP.
Yeah, no.
How many coaches even get that chance? Guys are delusional, man.
Yeah,
so bad for y'all.
No, it's okay. We're wrapping up anyways because I got to go to Airsoft at noon. I'm gonna go to Airsoft at noon. I'm trying to see if there's something intelligent. There's a lot of good comments, but I don't. We'll do a stream on Monday, guys. I can't do a stream on Monday. I'm doing an interview with a Cleveland Browns person on Monday that we'll put out on Tuesday.
Oh, it's another real outside talk about Stefanski.
Yeah, so
that'll be good. Get some insight.
We're gonna do the interview tomorrow. I'm leaving right now. We're wrapping up. 2 minutes. You just walked in the door. We're leaving right now. All right, everyone. I love everyone.
He's got to go.
Love, peace, and hair grease. It's always been fun. Don't forget the mighty FanDuel. Don't forget ZipRecruiter.com. James, for Tim, for everyone else that stopped by. I love you, but I gotta go.